Well, hey guys, it's Joe the Credit Influencer, and I am live 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Hey guys, all right. Today is Monday, November 17th, and I'm live, and I'm actually going to teach you today on how to fix your own credit using AI, or is that even possible? Well, I guess I kind of gave it away because it is possible with AI, but I'm going to talk about what fixing your credit actually is. So, to give you a little background, if this is your first live, my name's Joe. I am the credit influencer. I started this page, this brand, for two reasons. One, to help exude all of the credit information I have for people, and two, to help show people how to become an influencer from scratch and how much hard work it is. And holy shit, it's a lot of work. Okay. It may look like you're scrolling on TikTok and then you show up here and hey, it looks like we're starting, but there's a lot of planning and preparation if you want to be an influencer. And I don't even think I'm a good one, but we'll find out over time. I guess, I was at a trade show in Denver, Colorado this past year, and I was coming down the escalator, and some guy goes, "Hey, you're Joe from LinkedIn. You're a LinkedIn influencer. I read all your stuff." And I was like, "No shit. That's cool. Didn't really ever see myself as an influencer. Don't really think of myself as an influencer. Don't really know what an influencer is. But to me, an influencer maybe is just as simple as someone who has credibility in one subject that influences people to take action or make a decision." Okay. Basically, I'm a salesman. You're just kind of a glorified salesperson at that point. But I'm 54 years old, and I was not raised with influencers. As a matter of fact, the internet didn't even come out till I was 24. So all this stuff is new to me, and I don't really understand the influencer part. And I would see my stepdaughter loves Alex Earl, and she's on Dancing with the Stars. And I look at her stuff, and I'm like, man, that's nice. That's entertaining. And then she was like, yeah, you should see how much money she makes and how many people follow her. And I was like, oh my God, she's like just getting ready to go out, like at the club. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, who the fuck watches that? She's like, millions of people. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, to each their own. I mean, I'm sure that if I told you shit that entertained me 30 years ago, you'd be like, what? And I'm amazed at stuff that entertains people nowadays. But either way, she's highly successful. Congratulations, good for her. I'm not throwing any shade on her. I was just really shocked that so many people would watch a girl getting ready to go out. But hey, to each their own. But this influencer thing is a secondary project. I'm just trying to show people how to do it, but I want to show more than that how to create a brand. Um, I teach online marketing. I'm an online marketer. I'm very successful. I have 300 people in my call center. I have a texting platform, an email platform, media buyers, over 60 people that work internally for me, and many of them are helping out on this live right now. By the way, uh, we launched this last Tuesday. This is a 1 week old brand. If you see me looking down here, up here, and you see me looking up here, down here, it's because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And my TikToks on my phone, and then Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are up on the top. And all I can see is a camera, and I can see down here, I can see this thing flashing, and it's cool stuff. I mean, these platforms are really badass. They're kind of evil, but they're pretty badass. And when I say evil, I say that half joking. The platforms aren't evil. We humans are evil. And here's what I mean by that. Anything in this world that is good can be used for bad. Credit. I can show you how to fix your credit and get a second chance at credit. In fact, I'm not even going to show you. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do it. If you follow my steps, you'll have no problem doing it. But people can use credit for good and credit for bad. What if you get overextended and then you buy a house that you can't afford, or you have too many credit cards, or you have too much high to have a car payment, or whatever it is, or you use credit to do something bad. You buy something bad, whatever it is. Let's say I talked last time on the live about bottle service. Oh my God, if you ever buy bottle service, I never want to talk to you again. At one trade show, I paid $1,500 for bottle service because my employees were like, "You got to do it. You got to wine and dine these big affiliates." And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then I was like, where's the bottles? And they said, bottles, sir, bottle. I was like, what the fuck did you just say? And I couldn't believe it. I'm still sticker shock. I'll never do it again. I don't care. I don't care. I just won't do it again. It's ridiculous. It makes me feel like, okay, you can spend $1,500 on a bottle in a club and people are starving and can't eat. I just can't do it. You see, I have had two lives. One where was very successful. Again, my story starts in 1995. When I was or actually 1990, and I'll go through it very quickly again because you've probably already heard it. But when you have had money and then lost it all, you beat the living shit out of yourself and you regret every decision you made and you remember everything you overspent on. And then you have a second life and you become frugal. I call it frugal. Some people call it cheap. I don't know what you call it. I don't care. I'm smart. I'm not going to make those same mistakes. That's the difference, guys. Did you learn? Everybody makes mistakes. I just found out today my number one or number two employee, I don't know what you'd call her. Her name's Angie. She's like, I have a 858 score. I'm like, no, you don't. It only goes up to 850. So she showed me a screenshot. It's not the FICO scores, but it's great. I'm like, no kidding, Angie. How long have you had that? She goes, not super long. I'm like, my score used to be under 500. So you can go from a 500 to an 800, guys. It just takes time, patience, and dedication. I tell everybody credit is not a one night stand, it's a relationship. You're not going to be able to hit it and quit it. You're going to have to cultivate it over time. I spend 10 minutes a day on my credit. Every morning, I check my bank balances, I check my emails, I check my credit cards, and I make payments appropriately. And if you can do that for 10 minutes a day, you too can have a 720 credit score. Going through my story very quickly because I don't want to bore you guys who have heard it. 1990, I got my first job making $500 a week. Brought home $400, which is $1,700 a month, more money than I ever had in my entire life back in 1990. So I spent money on everything. At that point, I 2 years later wanted to go back to college. Let everything go to collections except my car. In 1995, I wanted to get my credit fixed. I approached a company and I said, "Hey, will you fix my credit?" They said, "Yes, give me $1,000." I was like, $1,000? Okay, well, I guess it's okay for good credit. I go, how are you going to fix it? And they wouldn't tell me. And I thought, oh, well, if you're not going to tell me, I don't trust you. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. They said, well, if we tell you, you don't need us because information is our business. I was like, okay. And I remembered how I felt at that moment. And that's a very important feeling, how it relates to now. 1997, went to buy a home. Actually, 1997 or 8, I don't remember. Went to buy a home. And they said, I can't buy a home because of things I did when I was 20. And I said, man, if you're going to judge me on things I do when I'm 20, you might as well kill me. We laughed about that. Anyway, my dad had to co-sign. I had to come up with 15% down. That means that I had to have $12,000 down on an $80,000 home in 1997, starter home. 2 years later, I got divorced. I had nothing to do. I read the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and I remember thinking to myself, this is simple. No wonder they didn't want to tell me. This is super simple. I wrote letters for 6 months to the credit bureaus and disputed everything from 1990. When I say disputed, when you write letters to the credit bureau, it's simple. You have a problem with Ford Motor Company, don't write Ford Motor Company. Write TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. You write the letters to the credit bureaus because they control the information. They will do the investigation with Ford and come back with one of four results. The account is yours, the information's correct, and it remains. Number two, the account is yours, but the information's incorrect, so we're going to update it. The third is that the information is not yours. There's a million Joe Johnsons, or there's misinformation reporting all the time on credit reports, so we will remove it. The fourth answer is they don't respond at all. It automatically falls off by default. So if I dispute 20 things and 10 of them don't respond, those 10 are automatically going to come off. By law, they have to. Fair Credit Reporting Act 1970. The government did an investigation into 1,000 people, and 500 of them had something misreporting on their credit report, so they created the Fair Credit Reporting Act. When people tell you the government will fix your credit, that's not true. But the government created the law that will allow you to fix your own credit, or the companies that you hire to fix your own credit, and that's how credit repair companies work. I just gave you credit repair. You write the letters, you dispute the information, you send that information to the three credit bureaus, and it's so easy nowadays, guys. Back then, you didn't know the addresses of the credit bureaus. Now you can Google or Chatgpt it and come up with the addresses in seconds. You don't even have to mail the letters. I used to have to go to the post office and register mail them. I remember going to the mailbox or the post office or UPS. I don't even remember. It was 30 years ago, 25 years ago. And you have to mail them with that green registered letter. And by the way, you still should do that unless you can get some electronic filing that you have sent those. There's no proof. And Dave Sullivan of Factual Data told me I've been to the credit bureaus. There is a pile of letters where they dispute the information that didn't send them registered mail and the pile that did. The pile that did, you don't know if it's from an attorney and you don't want to break the law because if you send it, if you mail in your letters on May 1st and they receive it on May 15th, they've got till June 15th to do the investigation and the clock is ticking. The creditors don't respond. Well, guess what? The debt can't be validated. There's all kinds of rules and laws. That's how credit repair works. Removing negative information from your credit report, that's how you do it. With that being said, that's only half the puzzle. Step one is to remove negative information. Step two is to add positive information. Now, some people have had some questions before, and they ask questions like, well, what if I know that the account was mine? Okay, well, then it's going to stay. Don't dispute it. You shouldn't dispute anything that you don't know. But I don't know, but like, guys, if you have a for repossession with Ford Motor Company, you buy a car, you finance 20 grand, you pay for 2 years, you owe 15 grand, it gets repossessed because you miss a payment. That $15,000 shows up on your credit report as a collection, possibly a 90-day late. 12 months later, Ford Motor Company can't collect from you. They sell to ABC Collection Agency. They try to collect for 12 months. Can't do it. They sell to XYZ Collection Agency. In 2 years, you now have one debt of 15,000, which probably got jacked up to 17, 18, 19 with attorney's fees and interest. They can't collect on it. They sell to ABC Collection Agency. Now you have two debts. ABC Collection Agency can't collect on it. They sell to XYZ Collection Agency. You now have three debts. One debt of 15,000 now became three, totaling 50,000. That's why your score is in the toilet. The more, statistically speaking, the worse your credit, the more misinformation you're going to have because of things like that. Medical bills, forget about it. There's probably been sold to 22 collection agencies. You probably got all kinds of things. And that's the stuff that you have to work on, guys. So let's talk about today how to remove negative information from your credit report. You have three choices. The first choice is hire a company that's going to do it for you. Okay, they're going to charge you $99 a month, $150 a month, something like that. There are still great companies out there. I used to love Lexington Law. They got in trouble with the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, because of some misbilling. I still like them. They still did a good job. Credit Pros does a great job. Credit Saint does a great job. Credit People does a great job. They're going to charge you. You can pay them. You can be on your way. You're done. You sign up, you're done. And if you want any referrals from them, I'll have phone numbers you can call. I have relationships with all those companies. The second thing that you can do is you can go to Chatgpt and just, I was going to say in Google, but and search or type into Chatgpt, how can I fix my own credit? Or Chatgpt, will you help me fix my credit? And they will spit out exactly what to do. It's pretty freaking cool, guys. It says, yes, here is what we will do, and here is what we won't do. Yes, we will write the letters. Yes, we will give you the addresses, but we will not mail them for you, and we will not vouch for the accuracy because we're just ChatGPT doing what you tell us to do. We don't know if it's true. So if you get in trouble, it's not our fault. They go through this whole list. But then, this is where, to me, still not sure how I feel about it. ChatGPT says, click here and upload your credit report. Makes me go, oh, okay, that's a little scary to me. Okay. I still don't know what's on the other side of ChatGPT. I don't think I want ChatGPT having all my credit information right there. So it scared me a little bit. I don't know enough about it. I don't know they're doing anything, but I just don't know enough to say go ahead and do it. But if you do, you go to annualcreditreport.com. You get your free credit report from that website, and then you upload it. You can upload it to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will spit out the letters, and you got to mail them. So, and you can mail them or find a way to submit them online through the credit bureau's dispute emails. And if you need any of that help, you can simply Google it or ChatGPT it, and they'll give you all the information. That's beautiful. You can literally, let me look at the time here. It is 8:16 Eastern time, which means it's 7:15 Central, 6:15 Mountain, and 5:15 Pacific. You could literally swipe up while you're listening to me and go into ChatGPT on your phone and do the whole damn thing while we're on this call. And by the time I'm done, you can have your letters written. It's that simple. Now, there's questions. You might have, how do I do it? What do I do? What do I say? What do I think? You're on your own with ChatGPT, meaning you can figure it out. You can ask me questions. Unfortunately, it's 8:15 here, and I don't have anyone with me. I used to have Marissa sitting next to me at the 6 o'clock one on last Tuesday and all those different times, but she's not here right now, so I can't have her reading these comments. There should be someone commenting, and if there's not, I apologize. We will figure it out shortly. But and by the way, guys, um, I'm not one of those guys that says this a lot, but if you want more information, like, follow, share, invite, all that stuff. I hope you find this information valuable. Over the next, I would say, couple of months, I plan on having tens of thousands of followers and doing some really cool stuff. Right now, I'm in the infancy stuff of learning what the fuck I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sitting here looking at a camera talking about credit repair, um, telling you weird stories. Some random bald dude with this freaking light blazing on my head, um, which looks very different in the phone as it does in the camera. The camera, I look like, oh my god, I didn't put on my shirt. I forgot the credit influencer shirt. Sorry, guys. My old credit influencer shirt. I don't know if it's going to look stupid, but I'm going to leave it like that for just a few minutes. You know what? That looks stupid. Hopefully, I don't have any stains. Anyway, getting back to the point here. I gave you three options. I haven't told you about option number three. Option number one is hire a credit repair company. Option number two is to go to Chatgpt and do it yourself. Option number three is Credit Builder IQ. There's a software company, guys, that built an AI software in one portal. What's the problem with ChatGPT? Let's say you choose to do it. You say, you know what, I'm going to get my report at annualcreditreport.com. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to follow all the prompts. Let's say, and I'm making something up here, let's say your credit report has 20 bad things on it and 6 fall off. Well, you have to now do another round of dispute letters for the other 14. And you can't get your free credit report anymore. You only get one per year. Now you got to go buy a credit report, which costs money and is usually a hard inquiry. If you go to the the creditinfluencer.com. If you go to the creditinfluencer.com, there's a link in the bio here. There's a link in the bio on YouTube. There's a link in the bio everywhere. But if you do a Google search or just simply go to thecreditinfluencer.com, then you will see in somewhere around 5 seconds, there's going to be a modal, MODAL, a modal that will pop over. I'm going to try this too, by the way. Okay, I'm back to number one. When you go to the creditinfluencer.com, last week we had some kind of glitch with Google. Still don't know what in the hell happened. But we had this glitch with Google that we weren't showing up as number one anymore. My YouTube channel was, and my TikTok, it was like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, nothing. I couldn't figure out why. And now the credit influencer is back to number one. So the credit influencer now has oh God, what is he showing me here? Okay. The credit influencer now has is the number one search result on the credit influencer, which makes perfect sense. If you're searching for NBC TV, NBC should be number one. If you're searching for the credit influencer should be number one. But when you click on the site and you wait somewhere around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, it says click here on the first 4 steps. Now listen, guys, Credit Builder IQ is step number 4. I usually tell people go to SoFi, get your score. If your score is above 720, congratulations, you don't need me. Follow the rules that SoFi has set up. They're going to put you through what is called a path, and they're going to offer you things based on your great credit score. Bank accounts, car loans, credit cards, whatever you need. That's why SoFi created this product. And SoFi is a great partner. Step 2 is self credit builder. Self, you can add your rent, and get a secured credit card from Self. Self is fantastic. They are step number 2 on the site. Step number 3 is Kickoff. Kickoff allows you to invest in yourself, pay yourself $5 a month for a year, and you now have a 12-month trade line reporting to your credit report. Because, guys, remember, adding new credit is more important than removing bad credit. Period. End of story. In 2 years, all your bad credit is going to be over 2 years old. It doesn't really affect you. But if you have no new good credit because you can't get new good credit because of your bad credit, then you need credit repair. That sounded intelligent coming out of my mouth, but also I could see if that was confusing. Let's say you don't actually do any credit repair. You just do self kickoff and a couple other secured credit cards. Let's say you do that. Okay. You now have things reported to your credit report on time, but you can't get an actual credit card unless you have over a 640 credit score or whatever the minimum for certain credit cards are. So you got to remove the bad stuff to help your score go up because you're still within that first 24-month range. So unless you want to wait 24 months, you might want to start using the AI credit repair function of option number 4, which is Credit Builder IQ. Guys, Credit Builder IQ will cost you $1. If you pay that dollar today, you will get all 3 credit scores from TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. And I promise you, all 3 of them are different. Some people go, my credit score with Experian was 700. That means my Equifax and TransUnion are pretty much the same, right? Nope. I promise you. I've never seen anyone in my entire life of 30 plus years of looking at credit reports. I've never seen someone have a 700, 700, 700. Never, ever, 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 ever. If you do, I swear to God, I won't believe you. I think you're lying or trying to prove, maybe you're a one-upper and you're one of those people that's like, I'll show you and I'll screenshot it and change this and see, I got you. I won't believe you. I literally won't believe. I've never seen it because all 3 credit bureaus weight things differently. They weight your debt load. Like Experian is huge on debt. If you have $1,000 available to you and you owe 1,001 or 999 or anything above that 67%, you're going to have higher score than with, or you're going to have a lower score than with TransUnion or Equifax. And if you have no debt, your Experian might be your highest. So things are very weird for these credit bureaus. They all have their own way. They all have multiple different ways that they do it. I've never seen 3 that are the same. So if you have a 700 credit score on one, I've seen major dips. I've seen a 700 on one person and a 580 on their other score. That has happened because they cleaned up one bureau. This is when it gets kind of funny. Let's say they mail in their letters on May 1st, like I have given that example. Not all 3 credit bureaus are going to get letters on the same day. One's going to get them on May 10th, one May 12th, one May 15th. I have seen on June 10th, this person's credit score is now 700, while the other 2 are significantly lower because of how because the disputes haven't hit the 30 days. And I promise you that if you start your disputes on May 15th, on June 15th, on the 16th, your score is different. Okay. I have sometimes, by the way, in very rare occasions, seen the score go lower. It's usually not when you move negative information, most of the time your score goes up because it's a computer calculation, guys. It's all math. There are 5 factors that make up your credit score. Your on time payments is 35%, your debt load is 30%, your history is 15%, your type of credit is 10%, and your hard inquiries. A hard inquiry is someone who's applying for a loan. That's 10%. If you go to a credit report software like Credit Builder IQ, option number 4, step number 4, I should say, you're not going to have a hard inquiry. It's going to be a soft inquiry. Something that guys have a hard time talking about, soft and hard. Yes. My demented mind in 30 years just fucking thought of that. I never actually thought of that before. Soft, a hard pull and a soft pull. Oh, dear God, turning into a porno. Dear fucking God. That's horrible. All right. A soft pull. I don't know. I'm going to get through this now. A soft pull is simply to check your credit without the intention of getting credit. A hard pull is for the intention of getting credit. Dear fucking God, I'm not going to be able to unsee that. I am not going to be able to unsee that. But anyways, go to thecreditinfluencer.com. By the way, as I was starting this live, I saw a lot of people coming on. It's 8:24, and I just received my own message that, hey, we're going live. And so a lot of you are here from the beginning. So let me recap very quickly. I'm Joe, the Credit Influencer. I started this channel and this brand on November 11th, Veterans Day. We had our first live. We're going live. I'm doing this channel for 2 reasons. One, I want to help you guys all raise your credit score. The second thing is that if you're an influencer or a wannabe influencer, I'm going to try to show you how to do it from scratch. The first thing is to have good information. The second thing is to be extremely entertaining. And, I'll try to do some goofball shit here and actually make your learning curve fun. As Joe, the credit influencer, my story starts in 1990, goes to 2005, 25. 1990, I got 14 lines of credit. 13 of them went bad. 1995, or 1992, I wanted to go back to school. That's why they went bad. 1995, I paid a credit repair company, but I didn't pay them. I sat down with them and I said, "Hey, I want to fix my credit." They said, "Okay, give us $1,000 bucks. I'm not going to tell you how we do it." I said, "Well, if you're not going to tell me how we do it, that sounds kind of shady, so I'm not going to do anything." 1998, 7 or 8, I bought my first home. I had to have my dad co-sign and give me 15% down. Part of that 15% was mine, but the rest was his. 1999, I got divorced, and in 6 months, I fixed up my credit where I could now buy a $250,000 home on a lake. I couldn't buy a home without 15% down and my dad co-signing in 1997 or 98. By 1999, my credit was so good, I bought a home on a lake for $250,000, zero down. Okay, now that was the beginning. I thought, hey, I fixed my credit. I'm always going to have good credit. Bought 128 rental properties, started a property management company, investor program, and it all during the mortgage meltdown went to shit. Lost everything, all properties, all everything, investor relationships, personal relationships, friends of mine. It was fucking horrible. And if I look back on it, I'm being really honest with myself, it was my fault. It's another story for another time, but you should have seen the signs of things coming, but yeah, I just didn't see it. Anyways, 2008, lost everything. 2014, it was almost the 7-year rule of the foreclosures. Plus, I had a nice little blessing happen to me, guys. The mortgage meltdown was so bad that maybe of all the 90% of all the mortgage companies that foreclosed on me didn't even exist anymore. So when I started to dispute stuff, I just don't think the credit bureaus knew where to send the goddamn letters, and shit fell off super fast. Throw spaghetti against the wall and all that spaghetti falling down, that's how fast the bad stuff fell off my credit report. I then went and got six secured credit cards. This is me. I'm not telling you to do this. This is me. I went and got a Capital One for 500 bucks. Started making payments on it. I took a $500 cash advance. I got a 300. I used that $300 to get a First of Omaha, another 300 bucks to get a First Progress. So I now had 3 secured credit cards. When I paid those down to 0 6 months later, I got 3 more secured credit cards. I now had 6 secured credit cards, and in 2 years, holy shit, was my credit score back high. Now, that 10% score factor of I only had little dinky credit cards. So my score wasn't super high. I couldn't figure out why. I had nothing bad on my credit report, but I had 6 credit cards reporting for 2 years with no balance. But my highest payment never went over 30 bucks a month. So I couldn't really prove that I could afford a house, a boat, a car, none of that stuff. So I had to learn more. And now there's that again, 35% of your credit score is your on-time payments of your obligations. 30% of your score is your debt load. 15% of your score is your history. 10% is the type of credit. 10% is hard inquiries. And I said that with a straight face. I made it through. But adding new credit and removing bad credit can happen simultaneously. Lord, another reference of the hard and soft pulse. God, that's horrible. Now I've got I'm my own worst enemy right now, guys. So I apologize. But do both at the same time. Why wait? Why wait to remove all the bad information and then add new credit? Do both at the same time. So go to thecreditinfluencer.com. You can sign up. You can just follow the 4 steps. Go to SoFi, get your free credit score. It takes 5 minutes. Okay. What will happen with SoFi is they will give you your credit score. If you're above 720, fantastic. You don't need me. Congratulations. Nice to see you. Nice to know you. ABC ya. You can stay on for entertainment purposes, but I don't think I'm that funny, so I don't think you're going to want to hang out here. But whatever you did, keep doing it. Then, if your score is below 720, though, you should go to step 2 and step 3, which is self and kickoff. Self is going to report your rent payments to your credit report, can report your rent payments to your credit report, and it can give you a secured credit card for $100. You have $100. You send it to self. They will give you a $100 credit card in the mail, and you can start making payments on it and increase your limit as you go. And then kickoff, you're paying yourself $5 a month. So you're paying your own money into your own savings account for 12 months. And that shows a 12-month positive trade line as an installment loan. So that helps your 10% as well. But today, this whole episode was about credit repair and can AI fix your credit? Okay. So here again, for those that just joined because the notification went out late. 3 things that you can do to fix your credit. Number 1, call a credit repair company. If you want to call the credit pros, I will give you their phone number to call. They're a great company. They will fix your credit. You can pay them money and have nothing to do with it. And next thing you know, they will go through your credit report, dispute everything negative, go from there. The second thing is to go to Chatgpt and say to Chatgpt, hey, Chatgpt, will you help me fix my credit report? They will say yes. And here's what you got to do. But one of the things you got to upload the credit report to them, which is a one-time free annual creditreport.com that you get for free. And then ChatGPT will write the letters based on your negative information. You'll have to mail them out and do a lot of, not a lot of work, but a little bit of work. And then you're good to go. The next month, when those things fall off, you got to do it again, but you're going to have to pay for that credit report at that time. The third option, go to step number 4, guys. Step 4 is to join Credit Builder IQ. It's going to charge you $1 today. They will take their AI software and they will pull your 3 credit scores, your 3 credit reports. They will put it in a format. They will analyze it. They will do the credit letters for you. And then you will just verify what you want disputed and click a button. I think you can do the whole entire thing in a record time, maybe 10 minutes. In a normal time that you're taking your time and reading everything, 20 minutes. Okay. It is AI credit repair software. It was made. It wasn't ChatGPT where you got to find a report, mix this, do this, mail this, figure out what to do. Click on Credit Builder IQ. Pay $1 today. 7 days later, they're gonna rerun your credit card. It's gonna cost $24 or something like that. But they're gonna give you your new credit report every single month. They're gonna update all the information on your credit report. They're gonna give you like a whole bunch of identity theft protection and a whole bunch of other things. But most important, the next month when you go to do the second month again, this relationship with credit is not a hit it and quit it. This is not for the players. This is for the relationship seekers. You have to spend 10 minutes a day on your credit, guys. You know, to live a fulfilling life, you have to have balance. Balance in your relationships, balance in your friendships, balance with your family, balance with your friends, balance with your work, balance with yourself. You're working out. Do you go for a walk every day and clear your head? Do you listen to the right things, read the right things? Life is about, there was a book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I don't know if you've ever read it. Just understand this. Leaders are readers. If you want to take charge of your own life, you have to inform yourself of information out there and learn from people smarter than you. It is not embarrassing to be the dumbest person in the room. If I can go to a room where I'm the dumbest person, I'm in heaven because I'm going to sponge all this information, no matter what it's about. I don't care what it's about. I don't care if it's about religion. I don't care if it's about money. I don't care if it's about life. The key to happy, whatever it is. I want to be the dumbest person in the room. You ever been the smartest person in the room? Awful fucking boring. And then you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck am I doing here? It's there's no value. There's no value. Be the dumbest person in the room and be proud of it. Don't no one cares. Guys, no one cares. Nobody cares. If you think that someone's judging you, that's your own in your own head judging me. Look at me. I got a white tee. Who the fuck cares? No one cares. Be yourself. Please, for the love of God, learn to be comfortable in your own skin. That movie Creed with Apollo Creed, I talk about it all the time. Rocky takes Apollo Creed's son to the mirror and he says, "This is the toughest opponent you're ever going to face." We are all our own worst enemies, guys. Okay, you want to do something different? You want to be something different? You got to do something different. You want to be a better person in a relationship? You know what? Be a better person. You'll find a better mate. That's kind of sounds simple, doesn't it? If you're a person of high character, high morals, you will attract a person with higher character and higher morals. It's just the way of life. But balance is everything. So take the 10 fucking minutes and start fixing your credit. Go to the creditinfluencer.com, click on Credit Builder IQ. It's going to cost you $1 and you can cancel at any time, without fear of a contract or a chargeback or anything like that. You sign up for it today, you don't like it, it didn't help you. Okay, I understand. But it helps every single person who enrolls. Listen very carefully. I have not had one person in 30 years. All right, let me back up. I have not had one person in 30 years that sends out dispute letters that doesn't raise their credit score. But in the last 3 years, I have never had one person that uses Credit Builder IQ not have their credit score go up. It hasn't been around 30 years, so I had to take that little part back. Sorry, guys. I figure I better tell you that. So, again, let's get back to AI credit repair. Credit Builder IQ. Go to the credit influencer, click on number 4. Join Credit Builder IQ. It'll cost you $1. They will write your letters. They will give you your 3 scores. They will give you your 3 credit reports, and you will now have a relationship with your credit that you are starting to rebuild. Guys, having bad credit is a horrible thing. It really, I think for 6 years I was depressed. I didn't know it until I came out of it. I don't know if you guys ever feel like this. And by the way, I wasn't depressed because of bad credit with the fucking ding dong. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not good. It's not enjoyable to have bad credit, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, you're alive, you're doing fine. Hopefully you're doing fine. And if you're not, well, maybe you need credit. And if you need, by the way, if you need credit to change your life from bad to good, I, that alone isn't going to do it, guys. There's a lot of other things that you're going to need to do. Because if you need credit to get you out of the situation you're in, that means you don't have enough money to live in the situation you're in, which means that giving you good credit, you're just going to get good credit, build it up, and it's going to go bad again. So what you need to do is, again, lots of options. Number one is make more money, which sounds very simple, but it actually is very simple, guys. I help many people get started in side hustles. Again, my main business is call centers, text message marketing, email marketing, media buying. My companies make good money, really, really, really good money. I have learned the skill of lead generation. I've learned the skill of branding. I actually have an alter ego called Joey Matterhorn, where I actually have a membership that shows you, that helps you go right down the line from starting your business, filing your corporations, getting your EIN, getting business credit, while at the same time learning how to run ads to get people to your website and make money while they're on your website. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Um, I um, I own the name Joey Matterhorn. I created it off of the Lorenzo von Matterhorn episode of How I Met Your Mother. I used to watch that show all the time. Loved Barney. It was hysterical. And Barney had the Lorenzo von Matterhorn, which is a way to pick up girls. And it was where if you knew how to create a unique word, you can create a whole brand around this word and then actually show, when you walk into a bar, you go, yeah, it's me. And she's like, are you famous or something? He goes, yes. And he goes, oh my God, you don't know me? My name's Lorenzo von Matterhorn. Here's how you spell it. Then he leaves. She Googles him and sees all the shit that he put on about himself, about how he had to have penis reduction surgery and, he's a reclusive billionaire and all these funny things. And what ended up happening was he, God, what's this red little notification going across the top? All right, sorry. I guess it was nothing. And I thought to myself, you know what? I own a company called Good Rep Media. It helps any website get to the top 3 spots of a Google Maps local search. If you're a hairstylist, we can get you to the top 3. If you're a nail salon, we can get you to the top 3. If you are I got so good at it when I moved to Cape Coral, Florida. I started Cape Coral Lawn Care. Within 3 months, we're the top 3 spots of Google when you do a search for lawn care Cape Coral. We get 2 to 3 new customers a day worth $1,000. So I make my lawn care company. How fucking ridiculous is this? I couldn't find a good lawn care company, so I started one. And I started one because I know how to get customers. It really wasn't that hard. So, yes, I'm a little different than you guys. I apologize. I'm not saying that in a good or bad way. I'm 54. I've got 30 years of business experience. So I've started several businesses. I think I own over 100 companies. And that's not impressive because some of them I had to start just for simply 10 DLC. But life is balance. And if you are struggling and you need credit to help your life, then you need to make more money to pay for the credit when the bill comes due, guys. Okay. And you can do that with a tremendous amount of side hustles. We own the name Side Hustle University, and we're going to create a whole bunch of content around it. We own Inbox Loot that will help people make $500 to $1,000 a month, helping companies complete emails. It's a long story, but people complete surveys and do all these different things. And you can make anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month with Inbox Loot. We have Video Marketing Magic, which is one of our brands, which helps people get paid. There's something called UGC content, guys, user generated content. Nobody in their right mind would hire me to do a video. I'm ugly and very unappealing to the eye. But if you are appealing to the eye or you have a skill, let's say you're well versed, you have good lighting, you're well attended, whatever, you can make money doing videos for other companies with your phone. They'll pay you anywhere from $5 to $35 per video. Go to Video Marketing Magic, sign up. If you can start making money anywhere from $500 to $1,000 extra per month, you can now afford to pay those credit bills that maybe you can't right now. Now, everyone has, we always used to talk about what is the permissible purpose of you having good credit? Why do you want to have good credit? Well, it's usually to attain something. I want to buy a house. I want to buy a car. I want to get a good job. I want to get lower auto insurance. I want to have lower credit card interest rates, or I want to get 12 months same as cash, or uh, full transparency, guys. I love Wells Fargo Bank. I don't know if you love them or hate them. That you can have your own opinion. My opinion is I love them. I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven business credit cards with them with seven different businesses, totaling $270,000. I own nothing on any of them. I have a personal credit card with them for 10,000. I own nothing on that card. I'm bringing that up because every single time you use your card, a lot of people say, well, if you don't have a balance and they can't make money on the interest, they're going to cut your credit cards. That's not true. If you use your credit cards, which I use my credit cards for every fucking thing I can, I get 2% back from Wells Fargo. I got made $11,873 or something very close to that last month in cash redemptions from the money that I use my credit cards for with Wells Fargo. Now I own these businesses. I have payroll. I have bills. We pay six figures a week in bills, guys. So I use my credit cards a lot, but I get 2% back on every single charge. So if you think about that, if I spend $100,000 a week, I get $2,000 back. In a month, that's $8,000. So yeah, we spend a lot of money because I employ 60 people. Hell, my payroll is 70 grand a week. We do a lot of things here. And you know what? Helping people fix their credit or get, you know, um, you know, raise their credit score. I hate using the term credit repair because it sounds so shady, and it deserves the shady reputation that it got because of the shady companies that were involved. By the way, a couple things that I want to say to you as a segue. Number one, if you have ever been charged more than $100 upfront by a credit repair company, they are in violation of CROA. CROA is the Credit Repair Organizations Act of 1999. It is a law that governs all credit repair companies. Someone charged you $500, I'll fix your credit. Boom, they're breaking the law. You can get your money back. Someone charges you $1,000, fix your credit. Boom, and not $1,000 like $99 a month for 10 months. I'm talking about like a lump sum payment up front. They're not allowed to charge more than $150 for doc prep at the most. And then they can't start charging you until you start seeing action. They have to work on your credit report before they can charge you. Period. End of story. If they charged you up front, you're owed money. If you want to figure out how to get your money back, I can introduce you to Hammerhead Legal. Hammerhead Legal, by the way, God, I shouldn't even be telling you guys this. Hammerhead Legal specializes in helping people who are receiving unwanted text messages claim their $500 to $1,500 per text message. Hammerheadlegal.com. HAMMERHEADLEGAL. Hammerheadlegal.com. If you fill out the form, you can upload the text messages that you're receiving. Guess what, guys? All of you, everyone, including me, I'm in the text message business. You know how many unwanted text messages I get a day? 3 to 4. You know how many unwanted phone calls I get a day? 15. It's fucking epidemic proportion. Hammerhead Legal will help you. Go to hammerheadlegal.com, fill out the information for free, and they will actually analyze your thing and see if you qualify for anything. But yeah, it's bad. And I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I look at my phone and I think, holy shit, it's about to blow up. How does this thing not blow up or overheat? But hey, I also want to receive a lot of those calls. Not the unwanted ones, but you fill out one form and you get 80 calls. I filled out one form for one call, not 80. So the other 79, you fuckers, I'm coming after you with Hammerhead. They do a great job. They have not collected any time since I've known them. So, all right, let's kind of summarize what's going on here. The Credit Influencer was created a week ago to help people raise their credit score with information. Life is about information. The more information you have, the more educated you are, the better it's going to be. The second reason I created it is that over time, as I start growing this channel, there will be a point in time where I have 100,000 followers. Of those 100,000 followers, I will go on a live and have 150,000 people watching. and I can help 100 people, 200 people a day take action, enrolling into SoFi, Self, Kickoff, or Credit Builder IQ. We have over 30 credit products for you, by the way. We have bad credit auto loans relationships. We have bad credit home loan relationships. We can actually, I think that our record was getting someone approved for a zero down home loan with a 580 credit score. They had to have other factors like rent history, job history, and then an extenuating circumstance on why it was a 580, like a divorce, a bankruptcy, a job loss, and things like that. But you have to show that you've cleaned all that up. But we have a lot of relationships with lenders, a lot of lenders. Okay. Um, we have goodness here. We have the antivirus protection. We have all the relationships with all the colleges, by the way. You if you're looking for 7,395 in education grants to go back to school because you don't want to take a student loan, we have specialists that can help you out with that too. So all that stuff will come over time. You just have to go to the creditinfluencer.com and click sign up. And if you sign up, you fill out your name, email, phone number. We'll set an appointment for you. We'll email you, text you all the information that you want and need, and you'll be able to start your credit life over again. Guys, credit, when I use the term credit, is not for the one night stands, it's a relationship. You're not going to fix your credit today. It's going to take time. It's going to take anywhere from 6 months to a year. That's the hard fact. And don't get mad at me. I didn't get you in the situation that you're in, but I can help you get out of it. And every single person, and I literally mean every single person. Sorry for that. I just spit. Ugh. Every single person who follows my instructions will have a higher credit score. And I can say that with confidence because if you, now, I feel like this is important in case there's any attorneys or government agencies watching, but then it's up to you to keep it. It's not going to be good forever. If your score goes from 550 to 800 tomorrow, doesn't mean it's going to be 800 in 2 years if you don't make your payments. You got to continue to educate yourself, work on your stuff. And guys, there's never been an easier time to have good credit. I don't want to use the old adage like years ago, I climbed up the mountain both ways to go to school, but you used to have to you used to have to wait for your credit card statement in the mail, write a check, mail it back to them, hope they got it, applied it, you had money in the bank at the time. It was a disaster. Nowadays, I can go on to Apple and make my payment. I can go on to Discover. I can go on to Wells Fargo. I can go on to any of these things and make my payment right over the phone with the click of a button. It's fucking beautiful. You don't have to mail anything. Like there's just no excuse for bad credit anymore. The only excuse for bad credit is if you haven't ever seen me before and you just never did anything. If you never did anything, I can understand why you have bad credit because credit won't fix itself. There is no 7-year rule, guys. There's no, if you have a bad credit that happened in 2018, there is not a leprechaun sitting at a lever waiting for 7 years and a day in 2025 to remove your bad credit. The 7-year rule is this: it is 7 years from when a debt is paid in full. You can ask the credit bureaus to have it removed. That's the 7-year rule, guys. If someone sits here and thinks, man, I had a credit card charge off for $2,000 in 2018, man, it's only 2 more months before I can have that thing removed or it's going to fall off. Nope. You didn't pay it in full. There is no 7-year rule. Sorry, you got bad information. Now, I'm going to close this by saying to you guys, what does a 720 credit score get you in terms of your life expectancy or value? That's a life expectancy, so I couldn't figure out the good word there. But what does a 720 credit score get you in life? Well, it gets you low interest rates on your house. You can buy a house with less down and get a lower interest rate if you have a 720 or above credit score. There are other factors, but when you talk about credit alone, that is, you're going to have a lower interest rate with less down payment if you want to buy a home. And because you can have less down payment and buy a home and buy that home, you can also refinance that home out of an FHA loan, most likely in 1 to 2 years, to get rid of your PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. You put 5% down on a house, you're going to pay PMI. You put 10% down, you're going to pay PMI. You put 20% down, you won't have PMI. But if you have an FHA loan, you have PMI for 7 years, no matter what. Can't get rid of it no matter how much equity you have. So if you have bad credit and your FHA loan, which is a great way to buy a home versus not, by the way, guys. But if you have a choice, go conventional. You can get rid of PMI just by having the appraisal reduce it. Okay, that's not guaranteed, by the way. It's up to lender by lender, but it's been my experience that if you follow the rules, it works. So having a 720 credit score is going to give you the best home loan rates and down payment programs. The next is you're going to get the best auto insurance or auto loans and or lease terms. I actually was looking at a lease today. I was going to get a new car, and because I have the highest credit score, my lease payment was going to be $429 a month. And if I didn't have good credit, it was going to be $629 a month. Okay, that's $200 a month, guys. Okay, I know the world's against you guys right now. And I don't want to get into philosophy right now, but man, every generation says that they have, oh, we had it hard too, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I ain't never seen shit like this, guys. I have never seen shit like this. It's fucking bad. I don't care what anyone says, and I am not getting political. I'm just going to get factual. Wages are not growing with the cost of living. Wages are not growing with the appreciation of houses. I say all the time, like I talk to my mom who's 82 years old. She's like, I don't understand why everyone's so angry. Why the younger generation's angry. I'm like, I fucking get it. I'd be pissed off too. You're told to go to school. We were all told to go to school. You got all the student debt. Guys, when I went to school, I went to Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. My school tuition was $1,500 a semester, $3,000 a year. I stayed at home for the first 2 years, $3,000 a year. I don't think a credit hour is like $3,000 now. It's embarrassing. Shit sucks. It's really tough on you guys, and I'm sorry for that. And I got news for you. If you don't do something different, it's going to stay tough. And what I mean by that is suck it up. Let's get your credit fixed. Let's get you to be able to buy a home, buy a car. Because who the fuck can afford $200 more a month on a car? I mean, maybe the same person is paying $8 at Starbucks every day. I mean, maybe 15 different streaming services for $10 because you got to watch one favorite show on Peacock, All About Her or whatever that new one is, which we watched the first 2 episodes. It's pretty fucking cool. You want to watch Dexter, you got to have Paramount. You want to watch Billions, you got to have Paramount. You want to watch, Landman, you got to have Paramount. Oh, you got to watch Netflix. You're getting nickel and dimed to motherfucking death, and it doesn't sound bad at the time. Oh, $10 a month. Yeah, times 8 things. That's $80. Starbucks, $8 for a coffee? Fuck you. Are you kidding me? Make a coffee at home. I mean, there are reasons you might be broke. There might be reasons you have bad credit. Sorry, I don't want to I don't want to preach to you, but yeah, you know what? I want to preach to you. Life is about choices. Choose smart things. You don't remember the Starbucks you had yesterday, do you? But you probably like that $8 back with tip $9, whatever. I don't know. Guys. Life has become complicated, but it really was very simple. In 1995, I was married. I was struggling with something. I went to the bathroom, and I don't know if you guys believe in serendipity. Serendipity is a fortunate accident, and I just happened to grossly, I don't know how to tell you this, going to the bathroom number 2, where most guys used to read books before we had our phones, and I grabbed Jack Canfield's Chicken Soup for the Soul. And Jack Canfield's Chicken Soup for the Soul, he has now wrote a whole entire series of Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Do yourself a favor and grab some of these guys. The number one, I don't know if you believe a lot in personal development. I do. And I love all speakers. Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, you name it. Tony Robbins actually talks about, every morning if you practice gratitude, you can't have 2 emotions happening at the same time. So if you practice gratitude, you won't be unhappy. And so it starts your day out really nice to think of 3 things that you're thankful for. If you wake up every day and say 3 things that you're thankful for, tomorrow morning, here's what I want you to do. I want you to be thankful that you woke up, because a lot of 7,000 people tomorrow won't. Second thing is that you have the opportunity to change your life. That's the second thing to have gratitude on. And the third thing is that you met the credit influencer, and he's going to change your life. So, guys, I got all kinds of nuggets of information. I do a lot of speaking. I do personal development. I do credit influencing. I own businesses. I help with side hustles. I have a lot of valuable information. I hope to spew a lot of it on you guys, and I hope it helps. But if you wake up tomorrow, and on a serious note, if you think of 3 things, you will feel gratitude. Well, Jack Canfield's Chicken Soup for the Soul, you can't read that book for 10 minutes and not feel better about yourself and better about your life. For God's, I don't have an affiliate link. Go to the bookstore, go to Amazon, go to Spotify, and get any of them. He's got Chicken Soup for the Mom's Soul, Chicken Soup for the Grandpa's Soul, whatever it is. But Chicken Soup for the Soul is freaking fantastic. And with me saying that, in 1995, I was a little down. I was in a bad marriage, didn't like her. I don't know what to say. I just didn't like her. It was, I have two lives. The life before marriage, before I have four lives. I'll talk to you about that someday. My life until I was 20, my life as a married young man with three young kids, my single life for 15 years, and now my new married life for the last 10 years. We all go through different stages, guys, and you will evolve. You'll get smarter. You won't do the things that you did when you were dumb and young. And if you're right now dumb and young, it's okay. We all went through it. We're all young and dumb. It's an enjoyable time in your life to be young and dumb. So embrace it. Don't think you're, by the way, don't compare and don't think you're behind anyone. I got news for you. Go at your own pace. Dear God, go at your own pace. Take a deep breath, look in the mirror, figure your own shit out, and don't feel bad because someone else is ahead of you. I got news for you. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people ahead of me. So fucking what? I'm happy. Am I as happy as I'm going to be in 10 years when I have massive businesses I could possibly sell or multiple streams of income? No, but I'm happy. I've learned to enjoy the journey. The struggle sucks, but it's part of the process, guys. Life is in credit, having bad credit, part of the process. It just is. Okay. Fix your credit. Let's get you to move on with your life. But 1995, when I was reading that book, Jack Canfield's Chicken Soup for the Soul, I'll never forget this. I literally swear to God on my kids' lives, opened up to this fucking chapter and I only read this one thing. It was about a lady named Martha. Martha was 85 years old, and the story was written from the caretaker that was taking care of Martha as she was dying. She was in an old person's home. And the lady's name was Lori, I think. Again, the story's 30 years old. And Lori said, Martha, I've been taking care of you for months now. You're always in a pleasant mood. You're always smiling. You're always happy. And I just got to know how you do it. You're getting to the end of your life. And I'm sorry to say that, but how did you do it? And Martha said, honey, I've lived a great life. I look back and I have no regrets because I kept things simple. And I believe you only need three things. What the hell I'm doing? You only need three things in life to make you happy: someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. If you have those three things, you have everything. And when she said that, I read that and I was like, man, that's so fucking simple. That ain't true. And guys, I've thought about that all the time. Someone to love, whether it's your kids, your parents, someone, best friend, doesn't have to be a spouse. If you're not in a good relationship, being a spouse is the worst possible fucking thing for you, or a mate, especially if you're not good in the head. Maybe you need to write yourself in the head before you find that right person because there's levels 1 through 10. And if you're not at your own personal 10, you're at your own personal 6, but you want a 10, that ain't going to work. Can you imagine if you're a 10 and you're dating a 6? No. So don't be a 6 trying to date a 10. Become a 10. Okay? It takes time. Read, walk, breathe, do all the things that you need to. Take care of yourself. Self care, it's important. But as I've thought about that story, I thought about that, someone to love, something to do. Think about how many times when you're bored, is there anything fucking worse than being bored and nothing to look forward to? My wife and I are going on our honey, or not. My wife and I are going on our anniversary. It's on December 31st, and we're going to Hawaii, and she's got something to look forward to. She's been talking about it for 3 months now. And it's something to look forward to. Someone to love, something to do, something to look forward to. Lastly, there was a coach named Jim Valvano. He was a North Carolina State college basketball coach, phenomenal guy. Won the national championship in 1983 under incredible odds. It was a great story. It's on 30 for 30 ESPN. Fantastic. But Jim Valvano gave a speech. And every day, if you can live by these three things, this is another little nugget of information that will help you. He goes through the whole entire speech, but in that speech, he says, you know what? Every day I believe you should be brought to tears, joyful tears. Every day I think you should laugh, belly laugh. And every day I think you should be in deep thought. He goes, if you laugh and you cry and you think, he goes, man, that is a good day. And I think about that every day. I try, it's going to sound stupid, but I try to cry every day, not because I'm crying, but I want to see something sweet. I want to walk through, I'm walking and watch TikTok and see someone, help someone else, or someone of those guys that gives away a house to a homeless person because they're so many TikTok followers and GoFundMe's that they can do that. And I try to find something to bring me to tears every day. Laughing's easy. Laughing is very, very easy. And by the way, what the hell is this? Oh, my live's going to end in 4 minutes. I did not know they would do that. See if Edgar's trying to get a hold of me. Nope, I don't think so. But I hear a sound now. That's weird. Guys, credit is a journey. Credit is a process. As the credit influencer, I am here to tell you. Oh, maybe it's. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's making me. Ah, okay. Sorry, guys. That was weird. Again, I'm new to this. And by the way, it's a little after 9. You've been watching me for close to an hour. Let me kind of summarize everything again one last time to summarize it quickly. 1990, got a job for $1,700 a month, got 14 different lines of credit. 2 years later, wanted to go back to school. 13 of them went bad. 1995, wanted a company to fix my credit. They wanted to charge me $1,000 and not tell me how they did it. And I was like, nope, I don't trust you. If you're not going to tell me what you're doing, it sounds crooked or criminal. I don't want to be a part of it. 1997, I actually went to buy a home with 20%. Actually, it was 97. I went to buy a home, but I needed to have 15% down and my dad co-signed because of things I did when I was 20. 1999, I got divorced. When I got divorced, I fixed my credit over 6 months. It took me 6 months to get all that crap from 1990 off my credit report. Between what I got removed off and my new credit reporting to my credit report, I was able to buy a home on a lake for $250,000 versus having to have 15% down and my dad co-signed just 2 years earlier. Started a business in the mortgage and real estate business from 1999 to 2008, accumulated 128 rental properties with the mortgage meltdown of 2008, lost everything, had to go through round 2 of my credit life rejuvenation. Did it once in 1999, did it a second time in 2014, disputed all the negative information, had 90% of the foreclosures, which I had a ton of them, fall off my credit report because most of those companies weren't in business. Got 6 credit cards, 6 secured credit cards. Capital One, First of Omaha, First Progress were the first 3. I parlayed the first $500 I gave them, took a cash advance, got 2 more. Over the next few months, got 3 more. Had 6 credit cards. Report for 2 years, went from a 450 to a 660 in 2 years. Couldn't still buy a house because my 10% type of credit didn't actually show I could make a installment loan payment on time. So I couldn't buy I wanted to buy a boat in Florida, couldn't do it. Wanted to buy a house, couldn't do it. Unless I had a large down payment, which fortunately my businesses started to take off in 2016, so I was able to buy a house. Bought my Airbnb in 2021 down here in Florida. My wife and I loved it so much we sold our house in Michigan. We're full-time Florida residents. We live down here full-time now. It's heaven. 70 degrees outside today. I went for a walk without my shirt on. It is not a very pretty sight. I have a little bit too large of a belly, but I'm working on it. Went to the doctor today, found out I'm diabetic. I think I kind of knew that. I think I lived in denial because I had this own preconceived notion of what a diabetic was. I thought a diabetic was someone who took insulin. And so I was like, well, I must just have high sugar. I'm not a diabetic. My doctor today is like, nope, you're diabetic. Your A1Cs or whatever is a 9.3, needs to be under 6.5. You have tremendous sugar issues. I hired a dietitian and I'm going to start working out because I want to live. I have a pretty good life. I have a good family and I've tried to do the best I can. I've made mistakes, but I want to live a good life, a long life. And they had asked me some questions today they have a suicide intake form at the doctor. Do you want to hurt yourself? And I'm like, no, I like myself. I don't want to hurt myself. And I thought to myself, man, how down do you have to be to want to hurt yourself? And you want to talk about something that'll make you cry? That will make you cry. You have a loved one that wants to hurt themselves or who has hurt themselves? Holy fuck. I'm really sorry for you. I hope one day I make enough money to start really good mental health programs for people. We always talk about, oh, there's a mental health crisis. What are we going to do? No one fucking does anything. I don't know. I mean, that's my own little whiny crybaby thing right now. It's like, stop fucking talking about it. Do something. As an entrepreneur, one of my lawn guys, his name is John. He cuts our lawns, and he was at my house cutting our lawn. I'm like, "What'd you do before working for me?" He's like, I worked at a bingo parlor." I'm like, "Fuck you, you did not." He goes, "Joe, I did. It's wonderful." And I'm like, "Really?" So I started to check into it. He's like, "Check into it. It makes a lot of money." And you know what it does? It raises a lot of money for charity. So you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna start a poker. I'm sorry, a bingo parlor down here in Southwest Florida, where I'm gonna take 90% of the proceeds, and we're gonna open up an animal shelter, and we're gonna actually let people, um, you know, if they don't want an animal, no questions asked. It's not gonna be a kill shelter. We'll take care of it, and we'll try to find a good home. I plan on parading all dogs right through those 150 bingo players and seeing if anybody wants a rescue dog. And then we'll do some other things, but we're going to do some good with the money. There's this hate the rich thing that's going on right now. And, you know, guys, I hate it. I get it. I get it. I see some of the things some of these douchebags do. And I think to myself, there's nothing worse than someone who inherits money. I'm sorry. If you're probably not watching this if you're a trust fund baby because you probably never had to have credit in your fucking douchebag life. But but there's that. Did you know that 86% of third generation businesses go bankrupt? So dad or mom and dad made it, their grandma and grandpa made it, kids maintained it, grandkids blew it. 86% of third generation companies get blown because they never had the discipline. They have drug habits. They were never taught the right way to do things. You think you're giving your kids good stuff because you can provide for them, not realizing all they want is your love and time. My wish for you, for every single person watching here, is that you fix the mistakes you made. You learn from them. If you have credit problems, you fix your credit. You start rebuilding your life. You get a job, a side hustle, some tax deductions. You pay off your credit. You build a life, and you spend time with that family. I got news for you. I've never met anybody that had money that wishes they worked harder at the end of their life. They all said they wish they would have spent more time with their family. First time I got choked up doing one of these was with my son. I told the story how my son, when I was like, hey, you know what, I'm going to have a trust, and if all things go well, I'll be able to, do this for you guys. My son just goes, Dad, if I had any wish, I just wish I could spend more time with you. And he's 31. I'm 54. And that melted my heart a little bit and made me realize, you know what? We as parents and we as people, we give our kids what we think they want. When I was younger, I had all the love and laughter in the household. It was fantastic. Mom and dad were in love for 50 years, and my God, it was heaven. And I couldn't go to football camp. So I thought, man, I'm going to give the same thing to my kids, but I'm going to work real hard so I can give them things because I didn't get certain things because of that. And so I gave those to them. You know what? They wanted the opposite. They wanted a happy, loving, laughter home. You give the kids what you think they want, not what they really want, guys. That's the reality of life. Hopefully, that's a little bit of a nugget and a lesson for you. And I'm really kind of enjoying this live thing. I like people's reactions. I never realized I liked making people happy as much as I do, and I really fucking like it. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope that you follow the Credit Influencer. I hope you go follow me on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And I hope I'm adding value to your life. I hope that you're taking some of these lessons and you're learning from them. I got lots of nuggets of information. I have a photographic memory, so I remember all kinds of shit. And I've got just so many stories. Um, life has 5 categories: family, friends, kids, spouse, work. I actually wrote a book called The 60/20 Relationship Rule, and it was about how when a man gets into a relationship, he makes his spouse, his wife, another part of his life. And when a woman gets into a relationship, she makes her man the main part of her life. And so over time, there's a natural disproportion of a woman feeling neglected, a woman feeling taken for granted, a woman feeling unappreciated. It's going to happen, whether it happens in one day, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, or 100 years. There's usually a time where that happens to a woman if she marries the wrong guy. And here's the problem: the guy doesn't even know that he's doing it because he just thinks, hey, what do you want from me? I provide for you. I don't hit you. I don't cheat on you. I don't do this. I don't do that. So he's like walking around in this big cloud of smoke going like, what the fuck did I do wrong? What do you want from me? I can't make her happy. But what happens is that the best relationships are when the man so loves the woman that his, and again, if there's family, friends, kids, spouse, and work, there's five categories. A man makes his wife 20%, friends 20%, kids 20%, work 20%, spouse 20%. What happens is that um, a woman makes their man most of the time 60% and everything else 10%. So if you're giving 60% and your husband's giving 20%, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? Here's the problem. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. He's balancing his life. His life is about balance. The best relationships, the best marriages are when the man's 60% matches the woman's 60%. When a woman feels fulfilled, when a woman truly feels appreciated and loved, she reciprocates it in every way the guy wants. More sex, more freedom. Go out with your friends. Enjoy your time out. But if a woman's unhappy, holy fuck, you ain't getting that. So I got lots of nuggets of information, guys. That was completely off the subject. It had nothing to do with credit. Sorry for even bringing it up. But it's Monday night and it's after 9 and you're on my time. So I'm going to give you more good information. All kinds of stuff. We can help you. I can help you in many ways, guys. So hopefully, if you like this channel, follow it. If you don't, it's okay. Maybe this is the last time you're going to be on, and it is what it is. But go to thecreditinfluencer.com. There are 4 steps to take: SoFi, Self, Kickoff, and Credit Builder IQ. Your total out of pocket for today, if you complete all 4, is $1. Okay. SoFi gives you your free score above 720. Let's be friends and shake hands because you don't need me anymore. You're below 720. Let's get the fucking work. Self Credit Builder, Kickoff, Credit Builder IQ. Those are the first 3 steps. Then we're really gonna get to work. You want homes to buy, you want cars to buy, you want to live a good life. Nobody pays cash for a new home anymore. You better have good credit to buy a home, and we'll help you get it. So again, a little after 9 o'clock Eastern time. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll cut up this stuff. We'll chop it up into new videos for you, and we'll get you going, guys. Put your faith in yourself. Learn. Um, uh, you know, keep absorbing. If there are other people that have credit information, guess what? Follow them. You know what? I don't know every single thing. I might communicate in a way that you don't understand. Someone else might have charts and all these different things, and that might be the way you learn. Follow more people. Don't just keep. I'm not going to be like, I'm the greatest. I am the only one you're ever going to need. Man, that's a hunk of shit. Who the fuck in your entire life is there any one person you need anything on? No, at least not me. Meaning, when I go to a doctor, I don't just go to one doctor. I go to 2 or 3 different doctors depending on the specialist. I don't have one guy try to do everything. I don't go to one trainer. I don't go to one dietitian. I want multiple things of information. Go to them all. Just be careful who you listen to. Some people have an ulterior motive to get you to sign up for that, do this, and who knows what it is. My goal here is to give good information, and I hope I did. All right, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I'm old. My wife's already in bed sleeping, and I got to get home. So follow the page, like it, share it, do all that normal shit that you already know how to do. I don't need to tell you what to do. And guys, we'll catch you tomorrow night at 8 the same time. Tomorrow night, I'm going to explain every single thing that a 720 credit score can do for you and why you want to get above 720 as soon as possible. But thanks for watching.